give birth. Snails fall in a category of creatures that lay eggs. You know, some creatures like birds, fishes, and reptiles, they lay eggs. So snails are cold-blooded animals, so we can say they are in the form of reptiles, so they lay eggs. There are some animals that have their eggs laid inside their belly and then hatch them. And there are others that lay their eggs outside so that the eggs will hatch on its own. Snails fall into the category where the eggs are being laid and then they are being provided with a conducive environment that can help the eggs to hatch on their own. Yeah. So when it comes to a commercial business snail farming, the main thing that you have to do is to monitor your snails as soon as they start laying eggs. We all know that the achatina most of the time begin to lay from 6-8 months to 1.5 years to 2 years. So we have different kinds of snail pens that people are into. Whilst others are into the greenhouse, others are into the concrete pens, others are into this how do we call it, the wooden structures, others are into the trench, others are into the free range. Now for the free range, the snails lay their eggs in the pen and they are allowed to hatch by themselves. This is one of the best ways because the snails feel that they are in their normal habitat. So they first of all dig a small hole like 1, 2, 3, 4 inches, lay the egg inside and then cover it by themselves. So if there is a free range or if the snails is in the free range, basically it's gonna lay the eggs and then cover it and give it a conducive environment so that the egg will hatch on its own. But sometimes what I have noticed is that most of the snails are not able to dig well, and sometimes too they are not able to cover the eggs well. So when this happens, you are not going to achieve 100% hatchery or hatching. So you will have to monitor your snails in the pen and then make sure that after the snail has laid its eggs, you, the owner or the farmer, will have to cover the eggs and then produce or provide a conducive environment for the eggs to hatch. There has been cases, or this is when somebody has a large farm. Imagine you have like a 40 feet, am I saying 40 feet? 40 meter square farm. How are you going to be able to identify that the snails have laid here, here, there, and you have to make sure you monitor it. So this is when some of the snails' eggs will be crushed by other snails passing over, or it will even be eaten if they don't have enough calcium in the system or in the farm. So well, that one, there is nothing anybody can do about it. You take your chances. If you get 100% hatchery, congratulations. If you get 80%, congratulations. If you get 50%, congratulations. If you get 10%, congratulations. That is the free range. This free range even include the greenhouse, because when the snails are more in a larger space, you will not be able to monitor vividly what happens. But when you are able to make the environment or the pen conducive for them, they have that capacity and the capability of keeping the eggs for themselves, producing or providing a conducive environment that these eggs will be able to hatch on their own. So there is nothing to worry about. Imagine your snail laid like 100 eggs or 250 eggs, and then 200 out of the 250 eggs were able to hatch for you. You didn't lose anything. One snail producing 250 eggs for you per season. That is amazing. Now, many people will be asking me, is there any other way to help the eggs hatch? Yeah, recently somebody sent a picture onto my WhatsApp platform, and he said these machines are able to hatch different types of eggs, including snail eggs. I have no idea. I have never tried it before. I know nothing about it. But you see, as time goes on, technology is improving and people are devising new mechanisms and ways in order to make life conducive and favorable for all of us. So imagine you have 50,000 pieces of eggs and this machine is able to hatch them for you 100%. You are good to go. Alright? But if you don't have this machine, but you are seriously how do I say into the business and you want to hatch your eggs, there is a simple way and the smartest way to do it. This is what I'm going to teach you today. I will try to do some experiment because where I am here now, I don't have my farm with me, but I will try to do a little bit of experiment. I'll try to get any substance or item that look like the snail eggs, and then I will prepare a hatchery, place the eggs inside, cover it, and then let you see how it is done. But before I do that, I would like to explain how you have to do it. Let's say you have the wooden box, or you have the trench, or you have the concrete pen, and the next day you go into your pen and you find out that your pen is full of eggs. Number one, you don't have to touch the eggs of the snail with your bare hands. Anytime you touch the eggs of the snails with your bare hand, the eggs will never hatch, no matter what you do. It is an experience. I had a snail that laid many eggs, so I separated the eggs and I touched some of them, and then I buried the rest. I buried the other one too. Those ones I touched with my hand never hatched. I don't know what happened. So, number one advice is never touch the eggs of the snails with your bare hand. You can use a plastic spoon, not a silver spoon or an iron spoon. Use a plastic spoon, a rubber spoon. Pick all the eggs from the sand or the soil where the snail has laid its eggs. Some of the snails will even burrow a hole and then lay it inside. Dig it out, pick everything and put it in a plastic bowl. Go into your hatchery or your hatch box. Prepare the sand. Dig like 1.5 inch to 2 inches. Gently pour your snail eggs into the sand. You can try to spread them a little bit, but don't make it too scattered, because sometimes they need some form of warmth together. You understand? They are living creatures. Eggs are living creatures. The embryos inside are living seeds. So you put them together, then you cover it with an 1 inch or 1.5 inch of sand or soil. Then every morning or evening you make sure that you sprinkle a little bit of water on it. Don't pour water, sprinkle. Don't make it wet, but just moisture it. The eggs are going to hatch within 21 days to 47 days. That is it. I taught my wife and she did it and she had 100% hatchery. Now for the achatina, when the eggs are hatched, the baby snails are so tiny. They are so minute to the extent that you might not even see them when you are around. And you will have to transfer or transport them from the hatchery to the grower box. So there is another way that it is done. One day I pray I'll be home soon and then I'll do these practicals for you to see. The only thing you have to do to transport these tiny snails from the hatchery to the main box is by putting a cocoyam leaf inside the box, sprinkle a little bit of water on it in the evening, wait for an hour or two. By the time you go there, all the little snails will climb onto the cocoyam leaves. Just lift the cocoyam leaves, whether you have a bucket with you or anything, a pan or anything, a bowl, lift the cocoyam leaves into this bucket and then transfer it gently into your grower box. You are done. Start feeding them. For the first 2-3 weeks, keep giving them cocoyam leaves. Your snails will grow. Follow me as I show you the little process that I want to do so that you know how snails can be hatched. Welcome guys once again. Like I was saying, I want to demonstrate to you a little bit how you can bury your own eggs, how you can incubate them, or how you can hatch them perfectly. Yes, as you can see behind me here, I have a small garden here. That is what I use for some of my demonstrations. Yes, you can see I have some vegetables here. Yeah, I want you to see them well. Yeah, so you can see there are lots planted here, a lot. It's behind the house. Yeah, you can see for yourself. A lot is in there. So I want to use this small space here for my demonstration. I want to bury the eggs here. So as you can see, I have my knife because I need a garden fork or a garden spoon, but I just want to use my knife, which is going to make the work so easy and faster for me. First of all, I told you you don't have to touch the eggs. Yeah, that's number one. You are not allowed to touch the eggs with your bare hand. You need a gloves or a plastic spoon. So let me dig first and then we continue from there. Yeah, so I'm digging. I have to make the soil a bit loose, and I need about only 2 to 4 inches. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing now. The soil has to be moist, you know. Yes, it has to be moist, so there should be enough moisture, not too much water. Yeah, all right. you take off all lamps, soil lamps, stones, and any foreign material that you can find inside. You have to take all of them out. It's very necessary. Okay, good. So now the soil is loose. All right, let me get my eggs. Okay, so you can see these are foreign materials, especially when you buy a black soil. You're going to get some of these because black soil mostly comes from the refuse dump, where refuse has been dumped for many years, and they have a lot of impurities and particles that are not needed. And these stones can crack your eggs, so you need to take them out. All right. So these are my eggs. If you can see them, yeah. Those are my eggs. So I will just open a space in the sand like this. Like this. Good. Then I will gently pour my eggs like this. Yeah, gently. I don't know if you can see it well. Very gentle. Great. So after pouring my eggs into it gently like this, I'll take my time and then cover the eggs with soil, which will be like 1 to 2 centimeters inch. I might say inches, 1 to 2 inches. Good, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so you do it gently, whilst still removing any kind of stones or particles that may be inside. Great. So my eggs is fully covered. Yep, fully covered. You can see for yourself, fully covered. So the only thing you have to do is to be sprinkling water on it every evening, every night, or every morning. So we do the sprinkling. A little bit of amount of water is enough. It's enough. Yeah, that's it. You do this in the morning, you do it in the afternoon, or in the evening, but mostly twice a day is okay. If you don't have too much time, once a day is enough. Your eggs will start hatching after 21 days to 47 days. Congratulations. Yeah, so today we've gone through the process of how to bury your eggs, how to take care of them, how to incubate, and then how to hatch them. You have to provide a nice environment, a conducive environment that will help your eggs to hatch peacefully and successfully. If you do these little tricks and steps that I just taught you, you might be able to get like 80 to 90 to 100% hatchery. Congratulations. Join me next time on this channel. Yeah. Congratulations for coming back. As you saw how I was able to do these basic little techniques. If you have any question, you can ask me. Now, if your snails have hatched, make sure that you let them be in the hatchery for at least 3 days to 1 week before you transport them, because the eggshells from which they hatched, there is an amount of calcium in the eggshells. They are going to feed on this calcium for some time before you transport them from the hatchery box into the grower box. From there, you can start giving them any other food, but make sure most of the foods will contain protein and calcium, because calcium helps for the formation of the shells of the snails, and it also helps the snails to grow more healthier, stronger, and faster. This is MTINO Business Complex. My name is Martin Luther King. People call me Jack. Till I come your way another time, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share this video with your friends. Thank you. Bye-bye. Shalom.